Mrinmay started her education in Bhadrachalam Public School and has fond memories of her stint there. She graduated in textile design from NIFT, that is National Institute of Fashion Technology, and went on to do her diploma in fashion management at London College of Fashion. She immediately commenced her entrepreneurial journey by setting up Tuni Interiors Private Limited, about which she will tell us more. Married to Mr. Ravi Kundalia, a businessman, she is mother to adorable twin boys, Om and Ved. Mrinmay will talk to us on making most of the changing environment, a topic which is the burning subject of the hour. Over to you, Mrinmay. The platform is yours.
Good morning. I hope I'm audible. I would like to share a presentation along with the talk. So if I could share my screen now.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, Mrin.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right. So good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for taking the time to be here today. And special thanks to everyone who filled out the survey. The purpose of the survey was to understand what each of us feels about work from home and what I can learn from this while sharing my journey with you. Just like the image on this slide, I genuinely believe that every change possesses a chance to do something different or to do the same thing differently. To make this session interesting, I'm going to share your poll results and point out a few responses which I found very interesting and revealing, and I think we can all learn from them at the end. I would like to share a little about myself before we begin. So during my interview for IIM, I was asked to describe myself in 100 words. I naturally focused on education and profession while answering. The professor soon pointed out that this is not what I am, these are the things that I do. Today, hello. Today, when I describe myself, I call myself a designer and mom.
Keep all others in mute.
And a movie buff and foodie by night. Hello? Is there some sort of echo? Should I continue? Hello?
Please continue.
Is there an echo?
Yes, there is an echo. When I mute you all, please don't unmute, okay? Thank you.
Bhaskaran Garu also
Please
is on.
mute Basu. Yeah.
Okay. So,
yes,
like I said, during my interview, I was asked to describe myself in 100 words. I naturally focused on education and profession while answering. The professor pointed out that these are things I do and it is not who I am. I then realized the importance of all four of these quadrants in our life. Today, when I describe myself, I call myself a designer and mom by day and a movie buff and foodie by night. When we are asked to write an About Me section, it's natural to focus on education and profession. However, I believe this only makes up for half of who you are and what you do. Here, I'm sharing a snapshot of my work to put the rest of the presentation in context. I started with textile design and manufacturing, where the product range included home furnishing products. Now, I have forward integrated into interior and product styling. I will share more as we go along. The very first question of my poll was what you think about working from home. The poll suggests that many of you are working from home due to COVID, followed closely by personal reasons. Terms like work from home sound very simple until you start noting down what this means for your day-to-day life. So while for most of you this is a temporary situation, for me with twin babies, this seems like a minimum 3-year plan. And having started planning it since my pregnancy gave me enough time to decide how to go about it. Though you have answered temporary, it may be worth thinking if you can turn this around into a viable long-term option. My opinion is that it's not as temporary as we are hoping for. I think this, in fact, is an opportunity for more people to work. Some who could not step out to work but can probably find work opportunities from home. While many small and medium sized businesses have shut during this period, many passion driven homegrown businesses have also come up. In any kind of professional setting, we ultimately work for the customer. At a time when you are forced to work from home, have you wondered what your customer may be losing? A business is set up to serve a customer's existing, incipient, or latent need. In any of these cases, you're very much a part of your customer's life, which is why your working from home is bound to affect them too. The other two questions relating to who your work has affected positively or negatively was mainly to spark a thought about how the situation affects more than just yourself. So, what work from home means for me. To reflect on my decision, this is what work from home would essentially mean. It was important for me to note that this did not affect only me. For my customer, I was offering home furnishing products. My new working meant limited number of new collections and products as I was not going out for sourcing or design briefs. I lost a few customers who went away to bigger brands. Many were also finding other ways to replace my product offering. I was struggling to find a new offering or a new way of working in which my personal brief would not affect the customer. I sadly avoided telling people I was pregnant in the fear of being replaced on upcoming projects. Although this did not work for long. With a twin pregnancy, I got pretty big pretty soon. For my team, a sense of insecurity set in. They were not sure if my pregnancy meant I will close the business and leave. I run a small scale business, one where something as small as buying a few meters of fabric would get stopped if I didn't go to office. They will simply say, Madam em cheppuledu, or customer calls were answered with Madam ival raaledu. It was definitely an uncertain period for them too, when I could not come to office for 2-3 days. I could tell that they were happy for me, but they feared their own job security. For me personally, this seemed like something I could find a way of working out. I now had a deadline within which I had to make some changes around the office, but I also needed time to focus on my health. The pregnancy was not as smooth sailing as I would hope for. Staying home and frequent scan appointments made it a little difficult for me to stay on top of office work. By the time a simple doctor appointment would finish, the phone would have multiple calls and pending emails. I felt a little guilty about not being very available for my team, but I had to focus on my health at that time. With twins, many people will tell you that it's double the joy, but during a pregnancy, it also means double the risk. That is a story for another time, but in short, it resulted in a premature delivery, which again threw off all my planning. I got 2 months lesser than what I had hoped for at the office. For my family, it was an odd situation of me being at home, but not really at home. I think many people are facing this now. I too am guilty of doing this when my husband worked from home sometimes. I would see him in the house, but he would not be doing any housework. It was quite confusing. If I saw him sitting there, I would ask him what he wants to eat for dinner or ask him to help out with something around the house. It was very hard for me to give him the same time and space that I would give him if he was working from an office. Over the months, we have made it work by physically sitting in a different room or a designated area of the house while we work. Now, even our kids know that that is our working spot, especially my father's area. They think he's going out somewhere, so they make him wear a mask even if he's going to his own office work. Next. So, work from home definitely comes with its own challenges. Here, I've tried to highlight how my team and I made most of this challenge. The challenges listed here are very similar to your survey answers. What we did about the challenge, though, taught me a lot. The focus was to create a self sustaining business based on a reliable team. We had to quickly move to a lattice structure. Training each member to take up responsibility for one additional role other than their core job role helped me at the time. The way we worked, I chose everything from the kind of tea we would have in the office to the final presentation. This was the main thing that had to change. I could not imagine being in labor and receiving calls about the office pantry at the same time. A lot of time went in training the team for diverse roles. To work in my absence, we did a few trial runs before my delivery to see how things will function if I did not come to office. I actually just stayed at home for a few days to teach them how to operate without my constant approval. Everything could no longer be, Madam, okay, ante chestam. Just to note, when I say team, I mean 5 tailors and 2 assistants with no particular design background. This was my team at the time. I have to say I'm fortunate to have a team that believes in my goals. I had read somewhere that it is great to achieve your dreams, but it's greater to work hard to help achieve someone else's. So I must say that I'm very thankful for the team that I have. Now, the business definitely needed some changes around the office as well as the customer end. Having listed all the pros and cons of working from home, I started making arrangements to make the most of this situation. Keeping in mind the vision behind creating my company and what the customer was paying for, I had to find a new plan. A plan that was at least a 3-year plan. With twins, I imagine I'd be home at least for 3 years. The biggest advantage of a small business, which I made use of, was being able to pivot my offering. Since the vision was to create beautiful homes, I tried to find ways in which this could be done virtually. Creating beautiful homes is what I love doing and feel I'm good at. This is what I've studied and trained to do. So my new offering had to be in line with my skill set. I had started Tuni in 2014 with designing and manufacturing home products and typically launching 2 collections a year and 1 festive range. They were sold through stores, online, and at exhibitions. Last year, the focus shifted from product manufacturing to interior design. I completed my first independent interior design project in my first trimester and then had to take a break. While the product making seemed to be on a standstill, we continued serving architects who use our products in various homes that they design. It was a good time to focus on something new, something with a primary focus on my team's skill set. So we started a skill training program for tailor training. Developing the module, the course material, and the structure for that course was very interesting for me. The course got a good response, and now we are developing this online. Sorry. The maternity leave and COVID were 2 times I thought that I should have something to offer to my clients that is independent of my team. In a situation that we are not working together, or like today where we have to be in a lockdown. I've recently started offering online consultation for homeowners and architects for interior styling. This is something I can do independent of location and team. The idea developed mainly during the lockdown. I did a short course on social media marketing as soon as the lockdown was announced. I felt that with most things going online now, this would be a good investment. A lot of time also went in training and team building last year, which came in handy during the COVID time. By this time, they were all independent to propose their own work from home options. Even our tailors worked from home during the lockdown. Now, as a team, I know we can weather any such changes in a physical workspace. I started receiving calls from friends and family who needed to create good workspace during this period. Some others wanted to focus on home improvement projects during the lockdown since they had to spend time at home. These kind of messages and calls sparked my thought towards creating a design-based service model. Finding the silver lining. There were several thoughts that went behind finding the silver lining in this situation. The topmost being the need or the want to find one at all. The silver lining per se actually materialized during the lockdown. The lockdown allowed me to rethink the company proposition and if we even stood a chance to survive. Seeing many small and medium-sized businesses around me close, it was quite a tense period. The ironic thing for me though was how home was a hot topic during the lockdown, but home decor was classified as a non-essential. Although I knew that my products were catering to the luxury market, being categorically classified a non-essential was an eye-opener. However, I knew that there was still some latent need in the market to have beautiful homes now that you have to be home for an uncertain amount of time. Many of you also may have noticed small things around your house that actually go to make it a home. Many studies show, Many studies show how a space design can affect your productivity and mental health. This is when I decided to focus solely on creating a home consultation service, focusing on DIY projects and upcycling. I thought this would give people something to do in and for their homes during the lockdown. This is also a time when retaining an existing customer was the most important task. I started offering home styling tips, design ideas, and inspiration for free through my social media platforms, the response to which generated some queries about custom projects. This is one of the times where I feel happy that I jumped in on an opportunity at the right time. As for my customer, they were still being served a good home design through another channel. Having received a good response to this new direction, I have decided to launch a one-on-one styling consultation service. This is allowing me to choose a larger target audience and not be restricted by my physical location. I find I'm able to offer existing customers much more than a few products. It also poses a chance for me for an increased size of business from an existing customer or a new customer with minimal cost. Someone who may have purchased a few products from me before can now appoint me for a new design for their whole home. On a personal note, I could not be happier with the various aspects that fill my day. Quickly switching on and off between work and personal life is a little hard, but I think I can do a better job of it soon. I received a response on the survey to one of the questions, and the response read, work from home is easy, but the picture changes when kids do not have school or if they attend online school. This becomes challenging. And this is exactly how it is for us too, and I would like to address this now. The back end, as always, at home or in a business, is the most important. I think I can make a whole 10-slide presentation about the support system I have. But in short, like they say, it's always the teamwork that makes the dream work. At work, things are running smoothly now, and at home, having help from my parents and husband for the twins is my biggest blessing. We actually run the house in baby shifts too, between my parents and my husband. Having divided our day into baby time and work time has worked out very well for all of us. While I work, any two of them are on baby duty and vice versa. If my father ever misses your call or message, you can safely assume that he's on baby duty at the time. This was one of my favorite questions of the survey. I forgot to mention health as an option here. Thank you to all those who took the time to still fill it out in the other section. This particular question was just a feel-good question to notice how there is always a silver lining in the situation. Professional goals and achievements seem to match up quite naturally. We either know the actionable steps that are needed or we find a way to learn these steps. These steps for me resulted in making it to India Today Homes list of top 10 furnishing houses in 2018 and Good Home Magazine's list of 30 under 30 most promising designs. Although I began this presentation with the importance of the four quadrants, I see that I have mostly spoken about the professional half. I would like a minute to talk about my personal goals. While work from home can be difficult for me it posed a challenge or a chance to serve my personal goals. Every personal goal also needs a little work. While adjusting personal life to suit professional goals comes naturally to most of us, adjusting professional life to achieve personal goals is a bit of a challenge. Work from home has been the biggest change that allowed me a chance to focus on my personal goals. The top three goals that I have listed here, I have not yet started working on, especially exercise. I think that is like a New Year resolution I make every year and don't work on. We are, however, focused on the last one, to learn and adopt a Montessori way of learning. My husband and I are investing time in studying the Glendorman way, Montessori teaching, and are enrolled in a parent-toddler program where our kids do activities every morning and evening to develop their fine motor skills and cognitive skills. I have joined various social groups where we get together and talk about what we can do for our toddlers in terms of constructive play, nutrition, and more. All these things also take up considerable amount of your time. As for achievements, I have listed being content with where I am today and making sure our babies are healthy and happy while achieving all their milestones. As simple as these may sound, I'm proud to be able to list them here under achievements. And most of all, I'm grateful to have friends and family that actually consider these as achievements. Now, to come back to where I began, my question for you was to choose the top 2 things you would choose to describe yourself. I'm sharing the poll results of your choices here. The most interesting response to this was social life being picked as the only option. I would love to know more about why you chose just that, if the respondent is on call. While these 4 quadrants of your life can never be equal at any point, I have realized to make sure not to miss any particular quadrant either. An observation I made recently reminded me of this. The apps on your screen present a mix of professional and personal apps. And today, a combination of the apps present on your phone is a good enough snapshot of who you are and what you like to do. If you categorize your phone apps into these 4 quadrants, you can then see which of these you would like to add or delete, much like evaluating which quadrant of your life needs a little more of your time. I found this to be a very interesting observation too. To conclude, I would like to sum up my learnings. The very first time I heard the word all-rounder was in Bhadrachalam. At the time, I probably knew it meant being good at studies and extracurricular activities. And that is what I aim to do. The colony also set a fine example of fulfilling professional, personal, and social interactions through various group activities, picnics, cultural programs, educational and professional recognition. As a starting point, it was a great place to learn how to balance work and life. Ever since then, being an all-rounder has been my goal, even if it means on my own terms. The next is the importance of having personal goals. In an earlier slide, I had shared a screenshot of the apps that most of us use regularly. If you look closely, you will notice that even a combination of these apps is forcing your mind to fulfill professional, personal, and social interests, all 3 and not just any one. I have also learned to be open for untraditional sources of learning. Now that I'm a parent, I find myself learning a lot from my children too. Most of all, they're teaching me that things will not always go according to my plan. Something as simple as me wanting them to eat 2 rotis. They may just eat half, and I must improvise and figure out at the same time what else to feed them. I'm definitely more open to change now than I was ever before. My husband still thinks I need a little more to work on, though. Over the years, I'm learning how my actions affect more than just me. While the ease with which I could take impromptu decisions is not there anymore, I now see the benefits of planning ahead, even for simple things. The personal quadrant of my life is slowly getting full, teaching me how to be more aware of my actions. This is something I'm sure is a continual learning, and I will have much more to learn from all of you about this. Okay. Thank you. That's all I have to share with you. And I think I would like to thank Dr. Barla for allowing me to go on this journey of self-reflection and self-awareness. Just the time taken to make this presentation allowed me to rethink a lot of things I may have done differently, and maybe I can learn from it now and do it better in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrin. It was a wonderful, wonderful session, very impacting. We now open it up for questions and answers. Can I request maybe Mr. A.V. Rao to say a few words?
He's on mute, he's saying.
Krishna madam, I will be leaving
Yeah.
this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I request you to caution all for this. It will stop and they have to log in back. Please see that.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Okay. Congratulations, Mranmay.
Thank you.
It's a great presentation and it's very good clarity is there. What in fact you should. It's good that you thanked Dr. Bala. No, he made you think about that's
Yeah.
very great thing. And then the other thing is you have seen that 3 months has made you so much of change. Which you never would have imagined. That's a great thing. Even you are able to delegate and make more things than what you used to do when you were actually going to the factory and then doing things.
Actually.
Yeah, now you see the power of people. Your own people. What is their power?
True.
That's a great thing. And then and also the reflection of Bhadrachalam. What Bhadrachalam has actually taught you a balanced life.
It has.
It's true. It is true actually. In Bhadrachalam, you will find a balanced life actually. You don't find even in Hyderabad. I never found that kind of a balanced life. You have pressure, and when you come home, you're alone kind of thing. When in Bhadrachalam, there used to be a life outside the office, also, complete life afterwards. So actually, real balanced life. You really made it. And the real challenge is having 2 kids and then taking care of them, and then you're reskilling yourself with that school programs. That's another great thing. And okay, even I had this Hindustan Lever CEO. He said the same thing. I never had thought that I'll be able to delegate so much during this lockdown. In fact, my people are doing much better, and we achieved more sales than what it was before. That's kind of reflection he has given during on this lockdown. It's actually similar to that. It's a great thing, and you really moved in from challenges. You're really also sharpened your axe. You reskill yourself and online, and also it's a great thing actually. It's good actually, and having such a supportive family. Someone like Ravi having is also a great, Ravi is there?
Yes, yeah.
Show your face here, Ravi, to show it to all of everyone. Hey, Ravi, great. And I saw your article also.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. Chalo, good luck, all the best.
Thank you, uncle.
Have fun. Good.
Oh, we're having lots of fun.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Yes, Christina?
Thank you, sir.
Someone else?
So, Mr. Tulsi, we are not asking Mr. Doble to speak because
I know.
he will speak
No.
sometime, but we are requesting others. Mr.
No,
Tulsi, can we have a
he
few?
must be doing it every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll just add.
Hello, uncle.
Hello. I'll just add a couple of personal points. I've seen Mrunmayi, a 3 months old baby. I still remember. Sharvari would remember. We met her in a lift. She was carrying Mrunmayi. What a change from that day to today. You've grown. As far as your business is concerned, I understood a bit more after listening to you today. My own personal interest is very minimal because I'm in a different phase of my life. My purpose of life is slightly different. My interest with you because
Videos.
it is lost importance for me. But one thing is certain, you are taking life as a good challenge. I'm so happy for you. All the very best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Dr. Barla, can we have?
Hello, Mrinmay. Congratulations for the wonderful
Thank you.
presentation. I think in your interview, presentation award should go to you. So the accent, the content, and these four parameters which determine the best in our. You stand to be the outstanding as far as of the given subject is concerned. About it. Really, we are proud that in our Silvers family, all Silvers families, the kid has risen to a level where he could study in AIM, Ahmedabad, London School of Fashion, and all these achievements. We are indeed proud of it. We are not aware of such a great rise in our families. We are really happy about it. And just one or two points which I to mention regarding the content. Say, good point.
People will be getting
themes.
disconnected. Excuse me, Dr. Barla. We'll get disconnected suddenly, so you all can log on with the same ID and the same details given by Surya earlier. So in case, sir, you can continue. It may get disconnected. Just keeping you all informed.
Yeah, so regarding work from home has become a common norm nowadays, and institutions like IIM, IIT Bombay, complete semester as a digital semester, nothing but work from home. The chance to interact with these institutions, particularly IIM Hyderabad, and some important points that I can mention. Number one is regarding the approvals. With all